We'll start soon. People are still joining. That's why we'll wait for some more time.
Yeah. Fine. Vaishnavi, can you see me? Or should I adjust my laptop?
I can see you.
Yeah. Fine. May I come within 5 minutes? Actually, I want to share link with some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine.
It's okay. Now we shall start the event.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vaishnavi, and I'll be your host for this session of preparing for CSE 101 with Pooja Kadam. Miss Pooja, I welcome you to this platform. First of all, I would like to thank you for agreeing to be a guest for this session and addressing the several aspirants here who someday wish to crack the civil services examination. Before
Thank you,
beginning,
Vaishnavi.
I would
Yeah.
like to introduce our guest speaker.
Yes, thank you so much, Vaishnavi. I'm here with you all, and it's honor for me. As well as I would like to pay my special thanks to people who contributed in Sati from Economic Clubs, as like Sudhanshu, Hemangi, Snehaja, Kshitija, and more.
Okay. So I shall now introduce our guest speaker. Miss Pooja Kadam is from a science background who completed her 12th from Latur. After graduating her junior college, she took admission in Ferguson College, Pune. She dreamt of becoming a civil servant by cracking one of the most meticulous and toughest exam of the country, the CSE. Like many aspirants who face a lot of challenges throughout this journey, Pooja too had her share of problems. She suffered from a minor eye problem during her first year, which later became a major concern. The next 2-3 years were a tough journey, she said. Throughout her college life, she received computer training from Ferguson College and an incredible support from Sathi. Despite being 75% visually impaired, she resided with her aunt in Hadapsar and achieved this huge milestone with the support of her parents and brothers. I would also like to add that the audience is free to drop their questions in the chat box throughout the event. Thank you. So now, hi Pooja,
Hello,
you've
hello,
achieved
Vaishnavi.
such a huge, you've achieved this huge milestone. How did you feel after knowing that you cracked the exam?
Yes, Vaishnavi. Actually, the day before my result, I had taken vaccine, and I was not feeling much. And as results were out, I was very happy. Actually, I was speechless, emotionless. But when my family listened to my result, they were very happy, and calls coming started, and then I felt really very very happy at that time.
Wow. Okay. So, how did this journey change you as a person? I mean, CSC is like it tests the candidate a lot. It's an overall exam, like everything general knowledge. So obviously, I've heard that it changes people. So how did this exam change you?
Yes, Vaishnavi. Not only this exam, but my challenges like deterioration of my eyesight made me a lot of changes in my personality, especially my hobbies, as analyzing human nature through day-to-day life event and spiritual pursuits. These developed during this journey itself, as well as I started to think from multidimensional angles, as well as I consider this exam as a test of self-realization because without this we cannot get to know about our own strengths, own weaknesses. And over the time I realized much more things about myself which I could not have not means understand without this preparation.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry for the
Yeah.
disturbance.
Yes.
Okay, that was nice to hear. Self-realization. Okay, so what made you choose civil services as a career option?
Yes, actually, this is my childhood dream, and my mother is my true inspiration over here. Means my parents carried a lot of work for people around in their own capabilities. My mother is just eighth pass, but she carried small activities in my village for women. And I consider if she's only eighth pass and still she could do this much with this great platform, I can serve nation in a well manner.
That is inspiring, really. Oh, so how do you plan to use this platform for social welfare?
Yes, this is a really important question, and these driving factors, which we can also consider as a clarity why to do civil service, is really important. And I always think about these aspects. So here are five, six reasons. First of all, I would carry my work, which would get assigned with utmost accountability. Then I always think about my background, as I come from rural background as well as my mother work for women. So I consider that this platform can be utilized for women empowerment, rural development, as my hobbies are related to psychology and spirituality. I consider if I can develop the model of governance with addition of these aspects, spirituality, psychology, and administrative angle, it would be the unique combination, and it may be inclusive model which may lead to welfare of people.
Oh, that's great. Um, how was your journey throughout this exam? How did you manage the stress and the pressure?
Yes, Vaishnavi, means after my 12th, I came here in college, and then I had in mind that I want to prepare for civil service, but during college days, I had not prepared much. After my graduation, I started my studies. But as I mentioned earlier, after my graduation, my eyesight deteriorated rapidly. And on one hand, I had challenged to complete a lot of syllabus. On other hand, I was not at all acquainted with technologies, not at all adapted with new models of studies or new methods of studies. So it was like very difficult time for me. And yes, means 2015 to 2018, that was really difficult time when so many challenges were there, especially the psychological acceptance about deterioration of eyesight was a major task ahead of me. As well as my family was pursuing a lot of eye treatments. So all this was a combination of challenges, and I again I would like to mention here my hobbies, that spiritual persons as meditation. Means I practice vipassana, and my acceptance related to my deterioration of eyesight increase, as well as my writing related to analyzing human nature, that made me to realize new things, to accept new challenges, and in a way I could handle my stress.
Oh, okay. Could you mention the form of meditation you practiced again? I couldn't hear
Yes,
it.
yes, Vipassana meditation. I completed two courses of this Vipassana practice at Swargate itself. And again, I would like to mention philosophy that of Vipassana so that student can understand it. So it I consider, and it is a really scientific practice, Vipassana. There are four aspects, means science, intellect, sensation, and responses. Suppose, Vaishnavi, you are saying something to me. Suppose you are angry on me. So science is the thing. Means you are saying something, and my ears are listening, and I could understand. It is all about science. Second part is intellect. My intellect is getting recognized that you are angry or scolding me. That is part of intellect. Then sensation, as from childhood nurturing or childhood responses, we know during our when we get angry or someone scolds us, our breath gets shortened and we may face palpitations, increased palpitations. So this is sensation, and fourth part is responses. So as we respond, if you are scolding me, I may react. So in a Vipassana, they teach us that these three parts are compulsory, means science, intellect, and sensations. They are very obvious, very normal. But the fourth part, reaction, that we can handle, that we can manage, and if we can develop the balanced state of mind in these all aspects, then if although you are scolding me, I may understand personhood behind person. Means I may rather than getting angry, I may understand why are you doing so, and that increases enhances my maturity, and that develop the balanced state of mind. So in a way, any situation in our life, any emotion in our life, we can handle in very well manner, removing our emotional insecurities.
Oh, okay. That was enlightening. Yeah. So, apart from visual impairment, what other challenges did you face before beginning this exam?
Yes, Vaishnavi. My college days were so difficult, and as everyone expect that we will go to college, especially graduation level, we may have the fun friends, but my days were not like those. During my time in college, I could not get much friends. I had come from rural background, and at that time, I do not consider college friends or much accommodative. And college means I don't know, but it was really difficult time for me. And as well as I developed the complex, means in a second year, I just felt I could not get any friends. I was completely alone. Means one or two friends were there, but they were in a hurry and involved in their own work. So it was really difficult for me to manage myself during that time. It was the first part. Secondly, about English, as I completed my education from Marathi, so initial days I could not grasp much in English language, and I use this dictionary rigorously and could develop my English afterwards. So these were major two challenges during that time.
Oh, okay. Um, how did you keep yourself? How did you keep yourself motivated? I mean, you said that your mother was your inspiration as well. So, anyone other than your mother who inspired you?
Yes, I time to time I followed different methods to keep myself inspired. As there is one YouTube channel, Hum Jeetenge. It is a Hindi YouTube channel, and they provides the videos on lives of great people, especially sport person. I do watch those videos always and try to be like them, or try to inculcate those values in my daily life. For example, once Sir prepared video on Virat Kohli's life, and he was saying that Virat Kohli think like this, that my life is really very boring and I have only four tasks: eat, sleep, train, repeat. When I watched that video, I also consider myself that what are the four tasks in my life only. So I think that yes, my studies, meditation, exercise, and sleep. These are only four tasks that I want to perform. Means in a way, I always try to keep myself motivated. As well as I would like to mention another serial, that Chanakya, and Chanakya's teaching also inspired me a lot.
Oh, okay. I'm sure many of us will all check out that channel on YouTube. What do you think is the importance of role models?
Yes, I think that role models are really important to have those values or those principles in our life. And it is not necessary that we should follow only one role model. As I also have list of my role models. At least I consider eight people so much important in my life. Firstly, Abdul Kalam for high ambitiousness. Means whenever I will feel low, I will remember Dr. Abdul Kalam and his words that small m is crime. And remembering only that thing, I may keep myself inspired and start my studies again. It happened always. Secondly, Stephen Hawkins, who experienced the continuous organ failure during his life, but his spirit was alive till his death. So I again try to relate these things with me, as I also experience continuous deterioration of my eyesight. I thought that although my eyesight is getting deteriorated, I have to keep my spirit alive so that I can contribute with my best capability. So in a way, Subhash Chandra Bose, my parents, then even Amir Khan and George Washington Carver, these are some of my role models.
Oh, okay. What would you tell the students who are thinking about attempting this exam but are still uncertain about it?
Yes, that happens sometimes that people are not sure. They may have insecurities whether if we could not clear this, what will happen. Means, and as well as family pressure that what about your job? Means there are multiple aspects which make you unsure to join this. So I think that you must have clarity why you want to join civil services. So those driving factors are really important. If you are means if one is fascinated with power, prestige, he or she may not sustain in this field for a long time, because suppose one is a very bright and smart student, and in first and second attempt he might not clear it, and his driving factors are like, I want that power, prestige, so that he may cannot sustain with those failures. So if you have the strong driving factors, like you want to contribute something for society, you want diversity, as well as you can face failures with due strength. So if this mindset is there, then you can handle it. So I think who are unsure, they should realize what are the driving factors, or what is their competence. If your competence is lying in management, one should go for that. And no field is inferior or superior, I think, and everyone is contributed for nation building, be it a scientist, be it a computer engineer, or be everyone.
Very true. How should students introspect themselves? Like, how should the process of self evaluation be done?
Yes, I think we have to be impartial while assessing ourselves. Means I also written on these aspects that one must have the true love on oneself. Means if we are loving ourselves with a blindly, then suppose I'm interested in watching movies and there are my exams. With this blind love, I may allow myself to go for movies, but this should not be there. Same with the evaluation. Means if we have the weakness, like suppose means jealousy is one factor. If one have this aspect of jealousy, one should observe it impartially and accept it, as well as means even strength and even weakness, observing them with very impartial manner, accepting them, capitalizing on our strength and accepting weakness and working on them. Means all it is all about balancing ourselves and being impartial with ourselves.
You mentioned that excessive self love example, like you want to watch movies, but you have your exams, and since you love yourself so much, so you go to the movies and exam ka to so then that demands a certain kind of discipline, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think is the importance of discipline throughout this preparation phase?
Yes, I think that discipline is really important, and sometimes people feel that discipline make us unhappy, but this is not the case. If you observe people thoroughly in with a due depth, you may observe that disciplined people are more happy. Means they may have effective spare time, effective quality time with friends or other people. So yes, means it is not all about the rigorous and mechanical studies, but discipline make you complete your task with due efficiency, as well as have quality and spare time with same happiness. For me, discipline was really important, especially for this attempt 2020. My schedule was fixed, like I will get up on this time, then I will have exercise, then meditation, then have the plan for 10 to 12 or 14 hours of studies, then I will sleep, and this cycle will be repeated. But on Sunday, I will have break, I will have a phone call with my friends, or I will go out to meet someone. So this was there, and this discipline only make you consistent and creative, as well as confident about your preparation.
Okay. Could you elaborate on the importance of guidance through this journey?
Yes, guidance is really important part, and even I have been misguided because, as I mentioned earlier, that I did not had much friends during my preparation. So I used to watch videos, YouTube videos, and try to follow those people. But actually, what happened that every time those videos or those guidance may not be that much credible. So if you have the access to credible person, and if he or she can tell you where you are wrong, where you're making mistake, then definitely you in early attempts you may clear it. As well as I think along with guidance, self evaluation and self guidance means if I am observing myself, as I mentioned earlier, again impartially, where I am getting wrong, how should I improve myself, means continuous self watch is also important along with effective guidance.
Oh, okay, okay. Then the support of parents and family in general is considered to be vital in this process. Could you tell us the different ways in which your parents and your brothers supported you?
Yes, actually, my parents supported me a lot, and every time they never burden me that beta why this is not happening in early time and why you are taking so much time. They never said so. They always consider my efforts as a prime factor to support me rather than my success or failure. Even failures were there, but they used to tell me that no, it is not about that you are not studying, but your efforts are more important than your success or failure. So it was there. As well as my brothers, sisters, they also supported me. As I require always technological support, my brothers always help me for this. As I live in my aunt's house, whenever aunt was not feeling well, my brother prepare food for me, serve to me. Means every time all were with me and with my struggle.
That is so nice. Really. Then, okay. The personality test experience is unique for every candidate. Could you throw light on some of the highlights of your interview?
Yes, personality test is really interesting part, and that is means I really enjoy that part for both of my interviews. For 2018 attempt also, I had appear for interview, and this time also. So yes, means about marks. First of all, I would like to mention that there is quite unpredictability about marks because this time also I had very nice feeling after my interview, but I could get 168 marks out of 275, and my teachers, friends, all were predicting that you may get 190 or 200. But still, I would like to mention my experience here. Three, four important questions were there. There was quite repetition, but I could handle that with due diversity. Firstly, there was a question about earthquake, Latur earthquake. As I come from Latur, there was question on Latur earthquake, and they asked me, "What is the message that you can apply in administration, drawing from your Latur earthquake?" I told them that yes, means during that time many stakeholders had to come together and work together. So I consider that collaborative work is really important. Without teamwork, we cannot do anything. One person cannot do anything alone. So yes, means there is a due significance about this, and in administration also, I consider that inter-service collaboration or collective competency as important phenomenon to be implemented. Second question was, second interesting question was how you keep yourself inspired. So I again told them that yes, my role models are there and lessons from their lives, like Abdul Kalam or George Washington Carver, they are important for me. As well as I have some affirmation for myself, like Pooja, you are inexhaustible source of energy. So in a way, I keep myself motivated. Then chairman sir asked me again same type of question that Pooja, many people in their lives face setbacks. You might have witnessed the same. So during those time, what do you tell to yourself? I had writing on these aspects, so I replied like this: Life is journey of gratitude in pursuits of happiness. There are difficulties to strengthen me and moments of success to motivate me. So, no worries, I am getting enriched anyway. I will pursue excellence in desirable course of action. So, these were some of the interesting questions, Vaishnavi. And after interview also, I was feeling very nice over this. But as I mentioned earlier, there is quite unpredictability. So score is not that much as I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah. You said that this was your second attempt. So, could you tell us where did you go wrong in the first attempt?
Vaishnavi, actually, it was my second interview, and I had more attempts, 4 5 attempts. So yes,
Oh,
I would like to mention here. Firstly, in 2 3 attempts, first 2 3 attempts, I could not manage my studies with effective resources because I was not at all adapted with the technology that I need to study. Then again, for 18 attempt, I appeared for interview. But I would like to mention here, as I was telling you earlier, that I followed some of the videos from YouTube. There was one of the topper in 17 batch who was telling that you can have there's flow charts in exam, mains exam, and you may get good marks. So in 2018 mains, I drawn a lot of flow charts. Means I completed whole paper with flow charts. And I later I realized that this is not the right way. Following toppers blindly is not the way to success. Every time we have to find the suitability of suggestions that toppers provide to us. So I think that is one of the mistake. Again, second mistake might be that I could not practice much test papers because I had not that support system earlier, which I got during this attempt 2020. This was significant attempt because first time I could practice 50 to 60 prelims test paper, as well as every day I was practicing answer writing for 3 to 4 hours with Sathi volunteer, and even for interview, people were helping me a lot. So this was a really satisfying attempt, and I consider this journey very satisfying. This 2020 attempt, I was not thinking about the success, but really I was satisfied with all these efforts.
you enjoyed this
Yeah.
attempt. Do you have any mantra for the mental well-being of students who are preparing for this exam or will be preparing?
Yes, actually, there is no any blueprint for success because you may get students from various background clearing this exam. Who one may clear in first, one may sixth attempt, or some people working still they are getting good ranks. So means diversity is there, but still I would like to say that excellence is the key to success, as I do believe in this principle. And excellence refers to utilizing our capabilities with fullest sense and enhancing capabilities continuously. Means if my capability today is to study for 12 hours with certain efficiency, so I will use it with fullest sense, and I will always try that my efficiency will increase continuously or gradually, and I'm again utilizing those increased capabilities with fullest sense. So if you can do this, this is a best option. And secondly, as many toppers may tell about the different things like discipline, consistency, perseverance, and self motivation. So these are definitely these are other aspects which may drive you towards success.
Okay. How would you advise the students to deal with failure and disappointments?
Yes, I think the process of learning is important. Be it a failure, be it a success, every time that life event is giving you signal to learn something. Suppose in earlier attempts I could not succeed, so that was signaling me that you want to improve here. So every time you should find. Where I remember Chanakya's lesson, where he tell that. If one is optimistic, every difficulty may strengthen him or may bring the new ray of hope in his or her life. And if one is a disappointed person, every every favorable situation also he may find some difficulties. So it is about the perspective, it is about the attitude. So if one is experiencing the failure, he or she should evaluate it in a very right manner, that he where he or she was wrong, and again continuously improve that. Again, I would like to suggest the flexibility. Means sometimes people are so rigid that they are not ready to accept their mistakes. So please be ready to accept your mistakes. have that flexibility, tolerance, and forgiveness to go ahead. Means, as I also have writing on these aspects, if we have the flexibility and tolerance, then we can have the healthy growth of our personality as well as emotional state of mind.
Hmm. Right. Then there are instances where some students feel intimidated by other students who appear to be fully confident and prepared. And although we say that you should not compare yourself with other people, it's hard not to do so. So, what would you say on that matter?
Yes, actually, comparison is a very means a natural thing. Means every time we face this, but again, this is an emotional challenge coming in front of every aspirant. I have been experienced so. Means I would like to mention the both sides of this. Earlier, what happens when I could not clear my mains during 2017. At that time, whenever I watch some videos who cleared their UPSCs in 21 year old, I find myself very inferior. I develop complex. So this was one part. On other hand, sometimes whenever I clear prelims, I was preparing for mains. I did remember some of my friends who could not clear this UPSC even after more attempts, more efforts. So again, I consider that if that happened with myself, what will happen? So means comparison is on a both side with students getting succeed with student getting failure. So this comparison is there as emotional challenge before you, and to deal with it, I develop my own mechanism. I consider I try to think on these lines like I may require 110 marks to clear prelims, then I will compare myself with only 110 marks. Today, if I am getting 80 marks, then tomorrow I will try to make it 90, then 100, and then 110. I will not compare myself at all with other people. So if we may develop such a strategy that we want only one seat out of 800 and we want only 110 marks, then this emotional challenge may get reduced. And again, yes, as all people said, that comparing two people is really unparalleled thing, especially in UPSC, because everyone's backgrounds are different. Everyone get different nurturing, different parenting style from their parents, different financial background. So everyone's challenges are different. As like my challenges were there's a physical difficulty as well as being emotional. I had many emotional challenges. So these were major challenges before me. But everyone should identify their own challenge and then go ahead. So in a way, coping up with this is possible. And I would again like to say that please don't compare yourself with others, but compare yourself with your own self.
True. Okay, there are some questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
So, what was your plan B for UPSC?
Actually, I used to think of this aspect, what would be my plan B, but I had two things in my mind. Firstly, I would go for banking as in visually impaired students. There is common trend that with due efforts, one can clear this, and there is a reservation also. And secondly, as my hobby is related to analyzing human nature, I consider that in this field also, as a counselor, I may pursue my career ahead.
Oh, what are your other hobbies?
Yeah, reading biography and spiritual persons, that meditation.
Mm-hmm. Great. Um, okay, there's another one. And I think many of you will have the same question. So, there are many people who don't know English, or they are not well prepared for English. So, this person has asked, ki, how did you develop your English language?
Yes, with rigorous practice. Means there was one time when I used to read dictionary for every word. I remember I was reading geography and CRT. There was a word precipitation, and I also looked its meaning in that dictionary. That it means rainfall. Means from this simple, my beginning was really very humble, and with rigorous efforts, I could develop this.
So, it is possible to learn
Yeah,
properly.
it's, yeah.
Okay. Were you studying full time for UPSC or were you doing some other course/job?
Yes, miss. After my graduation, I pursued my masters from IGNU, and no, miss, I was not working for any job or no job at all because I considered that if I could not, I will not clear UPSC, then I will go for this banking job. But till then, I will prepare for the same. And I had so many challenges. As I told, especially related to eyesight. So my family was also like, you should pursue this only with due dedication. So I was continuously studying, means for last 5 6 years I'm continuously studying, and throughout means 10 to 12 hours every day for 5 6 years.
Yeah, giving it undivided attention.
Yeah.
Okay. How to balance college studies as well as UPSC preparation?
Yes, as Nitisha might be telling about all these aspects, she cleared UPSC in first attempt. Still, I would like to mention some aspects that in a college, especially if you are from humanities background, in college syllabus also there's will be some similar aspects from UPSC syllabus. So you can find the similarities and work on them, as well as you can reduce the unnecessary time passed during college time and work effectively.
Okay. Um, Ma'am, which is your optional subject and what are the steps or criteria you took while choosing the optional?
Yes, my optional is a political science, and as I graduated from political science itself, so I consider that this will be helpful for me. And while deciding optional, I think 3 4 parameters can be there. As we want to sustain in this optional for at least 2 3 years, so we must identify our interest. Means if one is not at all interested in geography, only the parameter that geography is getting good mark should not be applied to take that optional. So interest is first important factor. Then guidance is also important because I observed some of the students from BSc who take chemistry as their optional, considering it as their interest, but they could not get effective guidance, so they left that. So again, misguidance is also second important factor, and previous year questions, where whether you are compatible to handle that for in coming time. So that can also be the criteria.
Okay. During this process of preparing for the exam, many people say कि इतना घंटा पढ़ाई करना है and you have to study this much पूरा and no breaks. Like sometimes people feel guilty if they take a break. So I mean, I feel that breaks are important. But what would you say on that matter?
Yes, it's actually quite personal that how much breaks are required, as well as how much hours one have to study. There are some people who also manage their studies with 6 to 7 hours every day, but I consider that people may be smart, maybe IITers, maybe toppers from college, and may manage with less studies. But considering my type, my personality type, I consider I need exhaustive studies. So I always prefer to study more. That's one part. Secondly, about breaks, yeah, definitely weekend break is actually required because without this we may not work continuously. As well as hourly break are also important. Means I followed that. I had reminders in my mobile for every hour had three reminders. Means 10:53, 10:45, 10:53, 11. Then again 11:45, 11:53, 12. Suppose I start my studies at 10 o'clock. I used to read for 45 minutes, then revise for 7 to 8 minutes, and then take break for 6 to 7 minutes. So in a way I could maintain my efficiency also, and means that I could not get exhaust much during that time, did not get exhausted.
Okay. How did your day look like? Like when did you get up and what was your schedule?
Yes, I would prefer to study in during late night because I find really difficult to wake up early in the morning. So I start my day. I wake up around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Then I carry my exercise for 30 minutes, Surya Namaskar and stretching. then meditation, Vipassana meditation for 30 minutes. Then I get ready, and around 10 o'clock, I start. Then, firstly, I used to write mission statement for the day that for next 12 to 14 hours, what I'm going to do. I used to write that. Then again, I also maintain the record about its persons. Below that, in that word file, I write mission persons observation. Then first start 10 to 11. Then again, after that 45 minutes study, 7 minutes revision. What break I allotted 53 means 10:53 to 11. During that time, I give remark how was the quality, how many pages I read, and then I decide that in next hour I will improve.